Okay. All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash. Honors to those I've learned from. Of course, those men that's constantly pushing out this word on the internet, keeping his sheep fed. We're thankful for that. Daily we're getting our daily bread. Our cup runneth over thanks to their fervent work. Double honors to their teachers, the apostles of Israel, and shalom to those of Yasharallah seeking the truth, seeking righteousness, and hoping for edification. All right, I'm just gonna push this one out right here. I'm gonna go with optics. This is just optics, man. That's what's going on here. This scene right here just looks crazy. I mean, what is going on with America? Are they just, what do they call it when they're just trying to gaslight everybody? They're just pushing out. It's just, these are the weirdest, strongest, most these times right here. I mean, it's just so much is going on. It's amazing. Whichever direction you turn, it's just judgment popping off. And some people are upset over this, but people like me are like, man, can you imagine if this wasn't going on right now? If we weren't in the middle of a pandemic? If we had to daily just sit there and watch these people still go to their courtrooms and sit there like there's some high and mighty judge, like they're the upstanding members of society, like go on their vacations and house hunters and whatever nasty shows on Bravo or Lifetime. Can you imagine if this pandemic wasn't going on? So all you people upset over it, I'm excited over it. I'm excited to see what's going to happen next. But yeah, the optics of this whole situation that happened at the border with the Haitian immigrants is atrocious. I mean, these people are just filthy. I mean, where did they get these people on horses, first of all? They're training up these people to ride horses and round up immigrants on a daily basis. Where they get these people from? It just looks crazy. What are these people doing on horses? Don't they have, they left $billion worth of equipment in Afghanistan. They could have got these dudes a couple tanks. I'd rather see them on some tanks than, we're back in slave time, rounding up some damn runaway slaves on horses. It just looks terrible. The optics on this is terrible, okay? So I'm just going to start off and, what is it? Let's just say this right here. It says, White House condemns border guard use of whip-like cord against Haitian migrants. Look at the Haitians. You're better off just staying in Haiti right now. I don't know what y'all gonna come up here and do. You're gonna be at the mercy of this nigga Esau if you come up here. Stay away from America. Look at your conditions you're in. You'd be better off in Haiti right now. At least they might send a shit with some water down there. You know what I'm saying? They don't look what they sent y'all, some horses. Stay away from America. This place is about to be judged. Okay? So, it just says, it's going on in Ciudad Acuna, Mexico. We'll see what the Mexican man, what the Haitian man say. This treatment they are giving is racism because of the color of our skin, said Maxine Pradom, a Haitian migrant on the banks of the Rio Grande in Mexico. Hey, man, I don't know what movies they're showing you in Haiti, but what's real, you need to watch the first 24. What's really going on for niggas in America is pure hell. That's all we've been going through. Once in a billion individuals, you might get a LeBron James or, Michael Jordan. We can't even count all the other athletes because they'll get their money and blow it. Now, these guys actually get enough money and they're able to build corporations on the backs of their talents, other businesses. For the most part, even the people that become athletes, they blow their money. They don't really, some baby mama take it, child support get it. They end up in prison. So this ain't the place for an Israelite. But, the ones that are here, we already know what time it is. We staying right here until the Most High sends Yahushai, which means he delivers to come get us. So let's just start off at Ecclesiastes 10 and 7. Straight up, plain and simple. I've seen servants upon horses and princes walking as servants upon the earth. I mean, that's what's going on here. Look at them. Those people that's actually on the horses, those are the servants of the earth. That's what they're created for. This guy was created to be destroyed. He's just created to serve Israel. But this nigga's on a horse rounding them up like we back in, 1755 or something. Go figure. And now, who are these guys? According to the 12 charts, they are Levi, plain and simple. I mean, it's just they fit it perfectly. If you know anything about the islands, nobody mess with the Haitians. Nobody. I mean, Jamaican food, Mexican food. You know about Haitian food? No, I don't know. I don't even know what them. I don't even know what they eating down there. You know what I'm saying? Nobody really messes with Levi. Nobody messes with him like that. If you know anything about the Bible, Levi is the third son of Jacob. And he's supposed, so his first son was Reuben. He was supposed to get the kingship. He's supposed to get the inheritance, but he was denied because he went on to his father's wife, the handmaid. Then the next son was Simeon. So, he should get the, he's next in line for the inheritance, but he lost it because he was just so bloody. He was just a bloody individual, very violent. So next up is Levi. He was supposed to get the inheritance, the kingship, but he didn't. You know why? Because he's the Lord's portion. The Lord gets his first. He's the one that was placed in each tribe of Israel, and they were to be the priest unto Israel. They're the ones that went up in the tabernacle. They are the Lord's portion. And Esau, the Most High put them off on that island. They were the first nation to even gain their independence from Esau in the island. They overcame quick. The Most High got Esau up out of there. I mean, everyone looks at them like poor and low, but the poor are really the rich. They're living out the what do you call that thing? The inheritance. They're living out their inheritance. They're living out a poor life over there, but it's better off than being under Esau. No one messes with these guys, man. They're just off there. They're known for voodoo. They're known for being the poorest nation on the Western Hemisphere. But, for some reason, Esau has been, every time they have something go wrong over there, like an earthquake, or these guys are still paying back money to France, reparations to France for the war that got them their independence. So anytime Esau gets a chance to get them down, he kicks them while they're down. All right. So as we can see, we see the servants on the horses, and we see the princes just in complete squalor, just doing bad. Okay. Now let's just look and see what optics is. Optics, at first it goes to pretty much sight, the scientific study of sight and the behavior of light or the properties of transmission and deflection of other forms of radiation. But we go down here and it says, what does optics mean in business? Now, the optics of this whole situation that we're seeing going on at the border with the Haitians, it's the aspects of an action policy. Who's this policy coming from? Or decision, as in politics or business, the politics. That's where this whole policy is coming from. It's coming straight from sleepy Jim Crow Joe. Okay? So the aspects of an action, policy, or decision, as in politics or business, that relate to public perceptions. When a broken down bailout recipient like Citigroup, let's give them a little example right there, but that relate to public perceptions. How is a public supposed to feel when they see some white men on horses rounding up some niggas? Come on now. This look crazy. But that's what's going on in America. I mean, the Most High is running it all back. That whatever went down in 2010, he's running it right back. I heard there was a lot of child trafficking going on in Haiti after that earthquake. I heard there was a lot of just body organ trafficking going on. So we're going to see we're going to run this whole, everything that Esau's been doing is going to come right back out. Okay. So let's just go here, because this nigga Esau think it's this motherfucking game that's going on this planet right here. But he don't understand. This shit ain't funny. It's going to really backfire right in his face. Let's go to Deuteronomy 68 and 28. Now, this was the judgment that came upon Israel. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way of I spake unto thee. By the way whereof I spake unto thee. Thou shalt see it no more again. And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no one shall buy you. Okay? It should be no one should redeem you. So I got the King James Version. But yeah, it should be no one shall redeem you. No one shall buy you. Now, that's how it's written down in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? Of course, we're going to go back to Egypt. America is the new Egypt. If you're going into Egypt from Israel, you don't need a ship. You can walk right on over, take a horse ride right on over. But this America is the new Egypt. We're brought from the west coast of Africa to America, which is bitter. The new Egypt. And that's where we are now. Now, that's how it was written down. Let's see how it looked. Okay? This is the optics on. This is how it actually looked. Okay? You see that? See, people think it's a game what's in the Bible right here. You know what I'm saying? When the Most High speak to you, he's just speak to you in word, but you don't understand how it's going to go down. This is how it's going to go down, okay? I'm going to bring you to Egypt again with ships. With ships, okay? You see the ship? With ships, okay? You see the squalor? You see the disgusting? You see the... Look at it. In ships. Look, like sardines. That's how you're going to get brought, okay? Most I said, if you come up against me, you don't follow my word, you fall away. This is what it's going to look like, okay? This is what Deuteronomy 68 and 28 looks like. So these people think this is a game, because guess what? There's another side to this, right? Let's just go to Obadiah. Let's just start right up at 1, because you see it written down, but you don't understand how this is going to play out. Okay? The vision of Obadiah, thus saith the Lord God, concerning Edom. We have heard a rumor from the Lord, and an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised. Okay, we heard it. We saw it written down. How's this going on? How's it going on? I mean, nothing but insurrections all over the globe. And who's in the spotlight? This nigga Esau, known as the Caucasians. But, you know what I'm saying? He controls the media. He's still, cleaning himself as much as he possibly can. So everything's starting to play out. We heard it. We see how it's written down, but it's playing out. You are greatly despised, okay? Let's go to 3. The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee. What does this guy push out? Pride, nothing but pride. When it gets down to the grittiness of him, what you see his pride parade. What's really in his heart. When you get down to the core of who he is, you see them pride people walking down the street. It has greatly deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock. And, as a lot of the prophets have shown you, the clefts of the rock, like their high rises, it just looks like a bunch of brick. Looks like, people living in rocks. Like the high rise building, there's skyscrapers. Who shall bring me down to the ground? Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, what is their main mascot? The eagle. We can go back to Rome, the Nazis, America. The eagle is their mascot. And though thou set thy nest among the stars, they claim to have all these satellites. They claim to have a ISS station up in space. Where do they usually have the penthouse? And in any building, I don't care. The penthouse is theirs. Thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord. So now you hear this written, right? You see how it is right here. How's it going to look? You saw how it looked for us. You saw how it looked for us. He said, I'm going to bring you back into Egypt again with ships. That's just the word written down. But you saw how it actually looked. We were sweaty, naked, sick, fearful, completely defeated, chained up. People from our town, the strong men from our town, the weak men from our town, the children from our town, all shackled together on the ship, gathered up, going to some place where we don't even understand what the people are saying about us. All we hear is just the rambling of the water going over to the other part of the world. And who knows what's going to happen to us when we get there, because we completely lost all of our power. That's what happened. Now you see how this is written down, right? How you think it's going to look for you, Esau? How do you, how you think it's going to happen for you? You out here playing games with these horses, rounding up black men, calling them a shit country because he ran behind some females or something. And man, you playing some serious games, but you don't understand. He who laughs last is going to last best. And at this time, the kingdom that's going to be set up is going to be eternal. You will never come close to the power seat again. So I'm going ahead and end this lesson. So I'm going to say all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem Makar honors to those I've learned from. Double honors to their teachers, the apostles of Israel. And shalom to those of Yahshua seeking the truth, seeking righteousness, and hope of edification. Shalom.